Today on Virtual Science with Miss Kate, we are going to be learning about oxidation. And we're going to be using our apples to learn. So to start with, we want one empty cup. That's going to be our control. We have a cup of water, salt water, milk, lemon juice, and vinegar. So to test and learn about oxidation, we have cut up an apple into different sized pieces. So for our control, we're going to put that one in there. Water, salt water, milk, lemon, piece is a little big, and vinegar. Let's squirt some more lemon juice on that apple. There we go. So now we're going to let this sit for probably about half an hour. But in the meantime, let's talk about oxidation and what we're expecting to see here. So oxidation is what happens when something hits the air or the oxygen. So you probably have seen rusty things. That's what happens when metal is exposed to air for a really long time, and it kind of changes how the metal looks, right? You know, rust doesn't really look like how metal used to be. So today, for our test, we're looking at apples. And as you can see in this one, I just cut this up a few minutes ago, but it's already kind of turning brown. That's what oxidation does with apples, it turns it brown. So we are testing to see how different types of solutions affect how an apple turns brown. So what do you think is going to happen with these? So vinegar, it's kind of like an acid, you know. Vinegar and baking soda, you can make a volcano. And lemon's an acid too. Salt water, though, is on the other side of the pH scale. And milk, you know, we're really not sure. So let's see what happens. We'll come back in half an hour and we'll talk more about oxidation and we'll look at the results of our experiment. So I'll be right back. Hi friends. Okay, so we are back. So a little bit more about apple oxidation. So it comes when you take an apple, the peel always prevents it from the air getting to it. So it keeps it nice and ripe. But when you take away the protection, the peel, so you cut it and the flesh is exposed to the air, then the air starts to spoil the fruit. So a way to prevent oxidation is by adding vitamin C, or what is called absorbic acid. That's another word for vitamin C. And vitamin C is found in lemon juice. So our experiment is to see which of these liquids prevents the apple from getting brown and icky. So here's our control, our little piece, and see how it kind of got brown and icky already? Here's our water, and that's just as brown and icky, if not a little more brown. So the water doesn't help us. And then we had salt water. And this apple doesn't look very brown and icky. Still, I mean, a little brown, but not nearly as bad as our regular water, which is brown. So we've got our control, which had nothing but air. We had our salt water, and we had our regular water. Then we had our milk, which still looks a little brown. We had our vinegar, and the part of the apple, this was a bigger piece, so this part still touched the air. This part was in the vinegar, so it's not quite as brown and icky. So I don't think it's a coincidence that the vinegar, which is also an acid, although not absorbic acid or vitamin C like the lemon, still kind of helped prevent the apple from getting icky. And then lastly, we have our lemon juice. Now from here up, it still hadn't touched the air because we didn't get enough lemon to cover the whole piece. But maybe that's a good thing, because from here over, it looks nice, not icky at all. Not nearly as icky as the part that touched the air. And you can see there's kind of a line of icky and not icky. And the not icky side was what was in the lemon. So maybe the solution to apple slices, like in your lunchbox, getting brown and icky, maybe sprinkle some lemon juice on it. Isn't that just so cool? Science is so cool. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today, and while we look into a fabulous fall treat of apples and what can make them get icky slower. So we will see you again soon. See you next time. Bye guys!